course, we already have internal aggressors, see, who are ready to take over our practice. And the only way we can stand stout to challenge them, even because we can't stop them from coming, but to continue to rub shoulder with them is only when we can collaborate. And this collaboration must be built on technology. So it is only technology that, as I sit down in the comfort of my office now, I am able to interface with you. The same way in our practice, you don't have to move out to go and look for a 2 packet of ambulance or three boxes of loaner beers. No, you don't have to. So at the comfort of your pharmacy, sending in your order, pressing your computer, your phone, in 24 hours, in 48 hours, your stock is delivered. This is technology. And that is one solution OGApharmacy have come to offer us. So I want to thank OGApharmacy and thank them and thank everyone who has bought into this vision. And I continue to encourage all our members, because the day of doing it in solo is gone by. We have to begin to leverage on economic of scale, on working together, on accessing services together. And that is what this is all about. So technology is the only thing. Technology is the only innovation, is the only answer to our problem. That's one thing that can deliver to us a pharmacy that is sustainable, a pharmacy that is formidable, a pharmacy that is profitable. So it is only this pharmacy that have potential, that have possibility of transgenerating the owner, the original owner, which is the vision we have crafted for community pharmacy in Nigeria. Well, I really don't want to. I tell you that this should be taken apart from the issue of stocking. There are other components. There are other components of practice that must, through this same technology, we must also impart signal young. And as I talked, an area like labeling, as of today, we are not doing well as community pharmacists in Nigeria in terms of giving appropriate information on products that will give to clients. We are not giving adequate information. And the only way that can be done, I mean, the narrative can be corrected. It is the engagement of technology. And that's one of the things I've charged OGApharmacy when they came to me at the beginning of this project. And I told them this, that I will want them to look at this area of having a software that can help the pharmacy to label their product appropriately, communicating right information, because that's one of our policies, the labeling initiative of PSN. We are ready, we are set to run with it. So, OGApharmacy, once again, I hope that your technology will also be doing this. It's not going to be focusing only on the idea of sourcing or of distribution. I mean, the idea how to impact on the clinical services, the pharmaceutical services that community pharmacy deliver to the patient. So this area, it is only technology that can help us to do this. And I want to once again thank everyone for the opportunity to listen to me. And the summary of what I've just said is that it is engagement of technology and collaboration, joining hands with one another, that can make a pharmacy formidable, profitable, and can make it, at the end of the day, an asset that can be transferred to the next generation, that can be transferred to even your works, even when you depart this. War, because I do not want to see any pharmacy dying any longer. But as far as pharmacies will continue to die. But the pharmacy, if we do it well, may not die. Yeah.
Thank you, our president. Thank you very much for that speech. I believe and I know that the best way to own the future is to create it. You've spoken well, and when we came to you, you talked about your vision for community pharmacists. It was like a case of need meeting wants. And in OGApharmacy, for some of you who know me, I had spent close to 30 years with GlaxoSmithKline. Just about the time I was retiring to recover, OGApharmacy came on board. And after listening to the package they have, I said, no, I need to come on board. I need to help give birth to this, to the community pharmacy. So in OGApharmacy, we have an integrated solution, just like you said. It's not just the online procurement, it's not just the soft loan, it's an integrated solution. So we're looking at also feedback, and we keep updating based on the feedback. Thank you very much, sir, for that speech. So I will give the mic now to one of our co-founders, Andrew Gaza, and our affiliate manager, Ebuka Ejiofor, for them to talk. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you very much, Farm Chinyere, for that. And thank you so much, Chairman Iola, Chairman Adekola. Really appreciate your remarks as well about where the sector is today and what we can do. I just start out by saying it's great to see everybody on this call, and so many of our partners from ACPN, PSN, our supply partners, community pharmacists, our team members, investors. So it's wonderful to see everybody here together. I'm one of the co-founders of Life Stores, along with Brian and Farm Kenahotu, and delighted to be with everybody today. So if we look at the next slide, we would just speak briefly about our vision. So our vision with OGApharmacy is a world with equal access to high quality and affordable primary healthcare, regardless of who you are, what your income bracket is, where you're geographically located. We want everyone to have access to quality healthcare. And then put another way, we're trying to democratize access to that healthcare. And as a few of us have already commented, pharmacies are really at the heart of primary healthcare. So transforming access to primary healthcare means working very closely with pharmacies to provide that access. I would comment here as well that this of course is a massive vision, and I'm humbled in the knowledge that this isn't something that any small number of individuals can accomplish together. It really requires a community to accomplish that. And I think we have a community here with us today, and our colleague with our colleagues. I mean, it's a much broader community in the community pharmacy sector. So in order to accomplish this big vision, we would have to work closely together, and we see what we're doing here as an extension of the good work that many people on this Zoom meeting today have been doing for years. You know, so we're trying to kind of continue the legacy that people have already been starting. If we look at the next slide, we can see a number of the challenges that are facing community pharmacies today. And Chairman Adekola already elaborated on a number of these. So we can see, I think many of us have felt these challenges kind of on a personal basis, but there are a number of issues that community pharmacy owners are facing. On the inventory management side, there's the issue of stockouts, of procurement, of prices, And these issues have been with us for a number of years. I know that one statistic is that on average, many Nigerian pharmaceutical products are about 4 times more expensive than international reference prices. And there are different estimates on that, but bottom line is that they're expensive. We know that procurement is quite fragmented as well. Many of us are familiar with Ijumota Market, where we have a large variety of suppliers, but sometimes we're not sure about the quality, which medications are genuine, which are fake. And I mean, I think everyone on this call cares deeply about the patient, so wanting to make sure that it's only genuine medications that are provided. So how do we work together to do that? In the second bucket, we have customer care. And I think an observation there is that there can be, to some extent, a lack of standardization of customer care in terms of counseling and advice, value-added services to the patient. And with technology, we can come together to help standardize that level of care to make sure that everyone who comes into one of our pharmacies is receiving the best possible standard of care, receiving the right medication, and can go on and be healthy. And I think that's something that all of us on this Zoom meeting today deeply feel and are working towards anyway. Then thirdly, on the right, we see access to working capital. We know that at times the credit system has not been robust in terms of banks providing loans to small and medium enterprises, not only including pharmacies. And so there are issues there. How does one grow one's business in terms of loans to order new products to try on the shelves or to revamp one's pharmacy? So that's also an issue. On the next slide, we'll see how some of these challenges are really interacting with where we are at this point in time. So I think all of us, I believe I could say, have seen that the world is rapidly digitizing. And we've seen that over time. This slide just gives a few examples across different sectors, different key sectors: finance, logistics, healthcare, retail. I think probably many of us are very familiar with Jumia or Konga, and these consumer goods technology businesses in many instances were kind of on the leading edge of digitizing the economy. But then we've also seen a number of players even on kind of back-end aspects of the economy, like finance, logistics. And this is a trend, as we know, that extends far beyond Nigeria. This is really a global trend of the world digitizing. And I think that trend makes it incumbent on all of us to figure out, okay, how do we take our businesses and what we have on ground today, and how do we really bring them into the future? And how do we leverage some of the great things that are coming with modern technology to offer better services to our patients, to reduce the costs to our patients, since we know that about 95% of our patients are paying out of pocket, so the affordability is really critical. How can we leverage technology to do this? And that's part of the inspiration for OGApharmacy. So on the next slide, we would just speak briefly about some of the services that OGApharmacy is offering. And I'll offer a couple of comments here, and then I'll hand over to my colleague Farme Buka, who's one of the people that started OGApharmacy. So really, I mean, I think where our vision with these services started was from some experience that the co-founders had previously in the community pharmacy space, trying to operate some community pharmacies. And we personally experienced a lot of the challenges that we talked about on the previous slides. And we were thinking about, okay, what can we do to address these challenges, but perhaps not only for ourselves, but for the broader community? Is there a way that we can all kind of work together to address some of these challenges? So let me pause there and pass over to my colleague Farme Buka. By the way, Ibuka, I think you are on mute at the moment.
All right, thank you so much, Andrew, for that quick intro. Good morning, everyone, and equally thank you, Fam Chinyere, for the intro initially on the Big Four. My name is Fami Jokochukwebuka. I'm the affiliate manager for OGApharmacy. So I'm just going to continue from where Andrew dropped off. Once again, you're welcome to this pre-launch. So in terms of offering, that is OGApharmacy, to most of the challenges that retail pharmacy face, we have this holistic support that we call the Big Four, which we believe would solve those major challenges which we're facing currently. Starting, I would like to say that OGApharmacy is the #1 support partner, trusted by results of set community pharmacies because of what we offer. Our goal, again, is to make sure we make medicines affordable, available, and not just any medicine, but genuine medicines to retail pharmacies, as well as help them manage their pharmacies using modern day technology. So one of the Big Four is the group purchase savings. This allows retail pharmacy unlock up to 15% procurement savings. Now I'm going to just give a brief on how we achieve that. We have currently about 70+ pharmacies who are affiliates and more coming. And every week we aggregate orders from these several pharmacies and present this to manufacturers. With this, we're able to negotiate a reasonable amount of discounts. So, but for some of us who haven't, we can always sign up and have a look at what OGApharmacy prices look like. Now, when these aggregates get to manufacturers, they end up being supplied within a 48-hour timeline. We're trying to see how we can support pharmacies and ensure you don't go to Idumota, you don't suffer some of the challenges with your reps, procrastinating your supplies, and make sure you service the customer as at when due. This is Thomas. He has automated stock from time to time. He has this pharmacy notes, which is a new technology there, to see that we're able to capture patient records, and it has the advanced customer analytics. We've been taking a whole lot of feedback to develop this to make sure we have managing our retail pharmacies. And thirdly, the third offering, which we're present space, is the access to 1 million units on this. Retail pharmacies or community pharmacies, the ability to boost store infrastructure, it really weakens my thoughts, and it's still saddening to know that some retail pharmacies at this point in time still use candles and lanterns. They are like glorified medicine stores. So OGApharmacy is looking at changing the status quo and giving access to retail pharmacies to have access to at least 1 million+ working capital. And we're able to achieve this by partnering with our digital vendor. You're able to access this 1 million+ after an assessment. And the beauty of this is you get this fund within 24 hours after application. And this is made available to you in form of a revolving credit that runs a 30-day term. So after 30 days, you're able to renew, and at an interest rate of about 3%. Wow, this is great. So if you're taking, for example, 100,000 naira, 200,000 naira, for example, you're expected to pay back, say, 206 at the end of the month. That's just a practical aspect of this loan. And you can renew at the end of the month and take another one. Then finally, the innovative patient services, because this we hope to roll out soon, the teleconsultation, the delivery services, the chronic care support, which we offer retail pharmacies. Now, in our next slide, a lot of us will be asking, how do retail pharmacies benefit in summary from this? Generally, I'm going to talk about the reduced costs, which is very significant. Come on, we're talking about 10 to 15% savings. We're able to win the price wars within the retail space in our area, because I understand the economy has really been biting hard on not just us, the retail pharmacy owner, but our customers and our patients. So if we have this great massive discount, we're able to at least maximize profit and procure products, genuine products at reduced cost. Again, we have improved procurement. We're saving you procurement lead time. You're at the comfort of your pharmacy, or even when you're traveling, you can make purchases from our online portal, and this is very easy to use. You don't have to run down to Idumota, you don't have to place calls and chase reps around. So there is improved procurement. In terms of sales, again, which is another good thing which we are offering, increased sales through delivery, staff training, chronic care support, teleconsultation, loyalty program. I mean, from this point of sales software, the loyalty program ensures that if you reward a consistent partner or a consistent customer, you're able to at least win over this customer. And with this software, if you're able to take pharmacy notes and you make the patient know that, yes, we're really taking care of them through this Pharma IQ, you're able to retain your customers effectively. And this way, we're able to increase our sales indirectly. Now, again, I want to make this very clear that OGApharmacy is built by pharmacists for pharmacies. I would always say that this is our own. It's something I would advocate we embrace, because the program is designed by a whole lot of well-trained and experienced pharmacists in our team, and with the support and feedback of the ATPN leadership, the PSN leadership, and a whole lot coming together to develop this. We're able to solve it. Then the ease of use. Bumi will be taking us on a demo immediately after this, so that we can go through together and see how easy it is for us to procure through the OGApharmacy platform. And we equally offer hands-on training for those who want to migrate from their previous software to the new one, and for those who want to move from the paper and pen kind of purchasing to the online portal where everything is made easy. And finally, in summary, what we offer in terms of low fees, there are no upfront fees. I know a whole lot of people are coming up with this online purchase now, and a whole lot of issues coming up. For OGApharmacy, there are no share. We don't share your profit. We don't come to take percentages. There are no zero upfront fees, zero charges. We only negotiate up to 15% savings from manufacturers indirectly, and ensure that at the end of the day, you smile to the bank as a retail pharmacy owner. In fact, our slogan is that we make money when you make money. So in the next slide, I'm going to advocate for us to join hands to transform the access to quality care, which OGApharmacy is presenting to the retail space. And we can always hook up to OGApharmacy. There's a call to action there where, with all that we present, we expect a retail pharmacy owner will jump on this great innovation. You can always reach us via phone call, or you can WhatsApp us through the number projected on your screen, or you can reach us via mail on our ogapharmacy@gmail.com, or you can even sign up with us with the link projected before us, or there is a sign up button where you can join us through our website. I believe this is a great start for the retail space, and thank you all for listening. I'll leave the space for Bumi, who would give us a demo on what the Pharma IQ software looks like. Thank you once again for listening.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Famebuka, for that wonderful presentation. Good. Morning again. Sorry about that. Good morning again, everyone, and you're welcome to our pre-launch event. I'm going to shortly be walking you through PharmaQ, which is the software version of OGApharmacy. Great. So, good day, everyone. Once again, I'm Bumi Adeomi, and as I've just mentioned, I will be walking you through PharmaQ, which is the software version of OGApharmacy. Now, if you're new to the software, you would have to register to have an account, as is with any other software. But if this is, if you would like our team to set up your account for you, that is also an approach that we're happy to take on. Now, once your account has been set up and ready to go, you'll be able to log in and start your experience with our portal, which I'm hoping is seamless, as you would see in a moment. So I'm going to sign in now that I have a created account. Great. So once you log in, you get to select which of our portals you want to have access to. The first one is the OGApharmacy, where you have access to group order purchases, or where you can just view your order analytics, which I'll be walking you through in a moment. The next is our ERP portal. And on here, you're able to manage your daily pharmacy operations, like selling, managing your inventory, expiries, track your general performance as a pharmacy, and label printing, as Pharm Adekola, our president, had mentioned earlier. And the last one on here is just you setting up your business, like controlling your business. So for example, if you're a pharmacy chain, you'll be able to set up all the different stores that you have under that business that you have created. But it also works if you're not a chain, where you can just set up your business and the store that you have under that business. So without too much said, I'm going to go into the OGApharmacy portal, which I'll be demoing for the purpose of this event. And here is our marketplace. So great. Once I'm on here, I would just like to mention that our team continuously work in collaboration with other pharmacies and pharmacies just to design simple and interactive interfaces. As Famebuka just mentioned, we are built by pharmacists for pharmacies. So great. Now that you have accessed the marketplace, you begin your ordering experience with OGApharmacy. Now on this page, you just get to see a history of all the orders that you have placed and just a high-level summary of your analytics. But ideally, mostly what you want to do, hopefully, is create a new order, which I will be doing right now. And on here, you get to access our product portfolio, which is a list of all the products that we have under the OGApharmacy platform. Great. So now that I'm on here, I can either just search for a particular product or filter the products by particular suppliers that I want to order them from. So I'm going to come in here and just say I want to see the products from Chi. I see this, I specify the quantity that I want to place an order for and click on add. And that has added a Chi product to the cart. I can scroll down to see other Chi products and just add another one to the cart. Great, I'm going to select another supplier, maybe Emzor. Great, so I'm going to order some chloroquine syrup. I would say 20 of this. And just so I don't use the filter again, I'm just going to search for a particular product so that we see how this works as well. I can also use the plus and minus button to increment or decrease the quantity. So I've added about 4 items to the cart now, and it's letting me know that the items have been added to the cart. So I can see that with the badge that is on here that I have 4 items in the cart. So I'm going to go ahead and view my cart. Great. So on here, we have the carts where you get a list of all the products that you have specified that you want to order for. And what is interesting is that you get to see those lists or those products aggregated by the different suppliers that will be providing them for you. So on here, we see Chi, we see the payment terms that we have in agreement with Chi. You get to see the quantity of the products that you're ordering, the unit cost and how much you're saving for one of this product under the OGApharmacy scheme, and then the total price. And just right at the bottom here, you see the subtotal for the order that you're sending to Chi alone. So if we come next, we see the next supplier, Emzor. You see the subtotal and a few other details for the order that you will be sending to Emzor. And for Green Life, which is where I search for the product Lonat, you see exactly the same thing. You can make changes to the items in the cart, or you can delete a particular item if you figure that you do not want that product anymore. And that's it for now. This is pretty much the entire ordering experience. You don't have to, let's say you want to order to Chi, you don't have to first fill in all Chi products and then place that order, then come back to do the same thing for other suppliers. You can just put in all the products that you want to order for in the cart, and the system would automatically aggregate them by supplier for you and even show you the subtotal, as I've just mentioned. Once you're happy with all the products that you have specified, the next step is to now sort out your delivery location. As I mentioned earlier, in the setup aspect of the portals, when you select what you want to access, you get to set up the different stores that you have under your business. So if you have multiple stores under that business, they would appear here, and you select the particular store under your business that you want your order to be delivered to. But as I said, it works if you're a single pharmacy outlet as well, where you just select the one that is available, which is your default outlet. But if you want to put in a new address that is not in the system, you can as well do that by clicking that button. So that just allows you to put in the new address that we don't have, and your goods would also be delivered to that address. So on here at the bottom, you see the payment summary, which is where you get access to the order total of all the orders that you're sending to all the suppliers, the service fee, the delivery fee, any promotional savings that we're offering, and the total amount you saved with the OGApharmacy group order. And on here, we just display the order grand total, and that's pretty much the entire experience. You place your order, and you just get to confirm that, and that's it. Your order has been successfully sent. Now you leave the rest of the work for us to take on, and your order will be delivered to you. So it takes us back to this page that we landed on the minute I accessed the OGApharmacy marketplace, because as I mentioned, this is where you see the orders that you have placed. So your order history. And just as we have now, I can just click on one to view information. Now, if you remember, I ordered Lonats from Green Life, and that is exactly what I'm seeing here. Just the payment summary of that particular order to Green Life, and all the other informations about the particular order. So that pretty much is the ordering experience with the OGApharmacy platform and marketplace. And that concludes my demo for today. But I want to conclude by saying we as a team, we actively make changes to the platform based on the feedback that we get from our users. And this allows you as a user to be involved in defining the features that we have in our roadmap. So once you have indicated that you're interested in using our portal or our product, the team and I are very happy to give you an extensive and interactive hands-on demo of the full features that we have on the portal. So thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I'll pass it on to Andrew or Famebuka. Thank you.
Thank you, Bumi, and thank you, team. I wonder, would it be the right time for Chinyere for Fampolosia to say a few words as well?
Yes, thank you, Bumi Adewumi, for that wonderful presentation. At this point in time, I will call on the next speaker. But before I do that, I want to recognize and welcome pharmacist Bolanle Adeniro, our immediate past chairman, fellow Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. She's held many positions both in ACPN and PSN. She's one of the mothers of the profession. Thank you, Pharmacist Adeniro, for joining us today. I also want to recognize and welcome the presence of Benga Falabi, pharmacist Benga Falabi, fellow of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. Benga has held various positions both in ACPN and PSN on state level and national level, just like pharmacist Bolanle Adeniro. I also want to recognize and welcome Mrs. Folashade Lawal, MD, CEO, Victory Pharmacy, chains of pharmacy. She's somebody very passionate about community practice. If I talk about her in the next 5 minutes, I will not finish. She led a drug information center for several years, and I'm sure she's currently doing so much on drug information center. Welcome very much, ma. So I will hand over the mic to pharmacist, Mrs. Abiola Polozie, fellow of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria, to take us through the many troubles pharmacists go through when they procure pharmacies, drugs, and other things we sell in the pharmacy, to let us know and how we can manage that with OGApharmacy on board. Welcome, Paul Ozier.
Me, Chairman, Chairman, Geka, immediate person of PS Lagos Pharmaceutical as well as our brand new secretary, pharmacist Benga Falabi, and notable pharmacists, fellows of the society, pharmacists lab, and other people.
So it appears we might have lost Polozie due to network issues. While we wait for this to be resolved, might I suggest that we perhaps move to the Q&A session to be led by Andrew Gaza and Fam Ebuka Ejiofor. And when Fam Polozie is back, we will invite her to continue with. Okay, Fam Polozie, we can hear you.
Okay. Can you please share my slides so that I just take it up from there?
Are we able
Can I have
to
my
share Pharmacology's
slides?
slides?
Please give me a minute to get that from me to come.
Can I just click off? I don't know why the slides are not coming up.
I'll get to the slides shortly, but I think you can go ahead if it's okay with you while I work on the slides.
Okay, please, let me just start off. When the slides come up, we will see. We are talking on, we have been asked to talk on the problems and solutions to procurement in retail practice, but I've actually titled it Challenges of Procurement in Community Pharmacy Practice in Nigeria. My name is Viola Ponuzi. As you have been told, I have an outline including introduction, principles of procurement, in community pharmacy, as well as options to overcoming those challenges. And after highlighted all these points, we'll have just a brief conclusion. In my introduction, I have that effective delivery of quality healthcare services requires a robust and efficient drug supply chain. As we all know, most of the time when people go to the hospitals, they are not only going for consultation with a doctor, they want a remedy to their conditions. And in providing remedies, medications are key. Drug items are very, very key. Oftentimes you see patients that don't need drug. When they come out, they say, no, the doctor didn't give me anything I was expecting. Maybe they are being asked to do other tests or diagnosis to confirm what is wrong. Now, I want to say that drugs, as we all know, they are potent. Their availability, their accessibility, their quality, and their affordability, they are key matters as far as healthcare is concerned. What is therefore the objective, or what are the objectives of a good procurement program? Number one, we want to procure the right drugs in the right quantities at the lowest possible total cost. And that's probably why some of our colleagues visit open drug marketplaces. They are looking for the best bargain. Now we want to select reliable suppliers of quality products. Some of us will tell us we have 2-3 suppliers, wholesalers, or distributors that we get our drugs from. And number 3, we want to ensure timely delivery. If we have the first two, you are procuring at the right drug, the right drugs at the right price, right quantities, from reliable suppliers, but you don't have timely delivery. It's as good as no sales will be made, and that doesn't impact us positively. As we all know, drugs are on the exclusive legislative list, which presupposes that the federal government herself controls the use, the administration, the regulation of drugs, and also the practitioners that handle drugs. One of the things that the government has done was to put in place regulatory bodies like Pharmacists Council, NAFDAC, and the NDLEA. They all have roles to play, ensuring that drug matters are well regulated. Put in place the National Drug Policy, which was first developed in 1990, and then we had a revised edition in 2004. Following this, we also have I'll come to that shortly, the National Drug Distribution Guideline. But do we have problems with, as a result of the problems we encounter in the drug distribution space, manufacturing space, and the handling of drugs, that we have the National Drug Policy? But I can tell you, as we are speaking, even a third of the policy have not been effected. So the National Drug Policy is still largely not implemented. If it is implemented to the letter, I tell you the drug situation in Nigeria will be better. And one of the things that is entrenched in national drug distribution is the fact that Nigeria should become self-sufficient in drug production. We don't have to import 70% of the drugs we use in Nigeria. Rather, it should be the other way. We manufacture locally all about 70% of that. That is one of the objectives of the National Drug Policy. I hope and I pray that we get there. Now, what are some of these challenges associated with provision of drug in Nigeria? We have ineffective and poor drug administration and control. We all know how our regulators work. We have an inadequate and weak regulatory control and enforcement. Many times these regulatory bodies are not well funded, and so they cannot perform optimally. Then we have inadequate supply and drug control activities. Then AI dependence on foreign sources for finished drugs, as well as pharmaceutical raw materials. What do we find? Even for those compounding manufacturing in Nigeria, they depend largely on foreign inputs, pharmaceutical inputs, for them to be able to manufacture in Nigeria. That is an ugly scenario that we need to improve on as a nation. I believe things like COVID will make our leaders to begin to think towards self-sufficiency in drug production. Then inadequate storage facilities put in place being turned to religious centers. Then poor transportation and distribution of drug products are also key. Logistics is very key when we talk about drug use and drug distribution. Then, over the years too, until the regime of past president we had election and even involved the 5 person in procurement distribution through President Jonathan. I think a policy was written from presidency that when it comes to handling of drugs in our hospitals, at the presidency, in government quarters, be left in the hand of the procurement, should be left in the hands of pharmacists. Now I'm coming to the National Drug Distribution Guideline. That is a guideline that has been put in place a robust distribution system, wherein the chaotic situation is turned to a coordinated system that flows from manufacturer importers to distributors to wholesalers to retailers and then to the final users, or it will flow from distributors, manufacturers to hospitals, and then it gets to the patient. Unfortunately, the implementation has suffered several setbacks because of a weak political will by the government. Up to now, we are still postponing. The closure of open drug marketplaces has been postponed severally and is still being drug procurement. I'll just mention what any drug procurement process consists of. Number one, it consists of selection, quantification, procurement, storage, distribution, and or dispensing. What are the procurement methods we have? Generally, we have open tender, we have restricted tender, competitive negotiation, and direct procurement. But of all this, what we community pharmacies and pharmacists make use of most of the time is direct procurement, because we virtually do everything. Probably it's only people that run chains that they will be asking for tender, or they will be asking for competitive negotiation. So for us, direct procurement, we are looking for something, we just go to the supplier. How much are you going to give me this? What discount will you give me? And then you make your order and you do your payment. So what is the online procurement practice? It requires the following: cost effectiveness in the rapidity and quality. Okay, I'm now under right procurement practice. Okay, then in essence and quantity, we we put a drugs in. For those that have system in place, we also guide or put together in a soft manner. Then we select reliable we ensure the other items, and then we want to fix the lowest to that possible entry holds written policy to at our own price. Community, what does procurement entails? It entails selection, messing, fixing other countries. You are not going to say you must is attached. You want to identify the financial position. How much do I have my kitty? Am I going to buy cartons of this, or I have a carton? Do I, when I buy ink, or do I cartons as I go in there? Identification, you must try methods. Identification of dependable supply. We need to know this. We can't go everywhere. Pharmacists, I believe, practicing pharmacists should buy from only registered places. If you buy from registered, probably you are part of the problem. Then we should be able to analyze policy. Then the reconciliation. If you make it and you don't receive, then procurement. With many in practice that you need, just at times strength is given. When the wrong strength is given, what you have to turn reconciliation with the monitor other status and consumption trend. So those are the things that in an average pharmacist is involved. Those are the elements. Now let's now go to the main thing talking about today. We are talking about the challenges of procurement in community practice. What are the problems to face? And how can we mitigate against this problem? Number one thing I want to say is that There's an absence of documented procurement procedure in most quality pharmacies. Have a documented step. Some of us don't have a documented procurement procedure. It's like having a standard operating procedure. How do we about my procurement? We can't in our mind, but I'm sure it's recorded or it is listed or it is typed somewhere. The stock-out syndrome. This stock-out syndrome in retail practice. It's also in wholesale practice and also in the pharmacy market at large. There are times some key products just disappear from for a while and you don't see them and you force to give alternative. So the stock-out is not only on the risk, but also to the value chain. Then inadequate function of procurement system. I've mentioned the procurement drug distribution in Nigeria. These open drug markets, all that are retailing, realize that are wholesale. These are some of the problems faced in our distribution system. Then inadequate laws. We all are familiar with that, like the case of wholesalers retailing. Council is yet to find a way that everybody practice in the category he or she is listed. Then another thing is inaccessibility to bank facility. This is very, very key. I remember an experience last year that the ACPN Lagos ESCO engaged a solar company to get us solar facilities. People showed interest, but when it came to accessing the fund, dropping your papers, going to the bank to access the loan, many people develop cold feet. And it was then we realized that people are more interested in getting loan facility to procure drugs that they can turn over and have profit than to get some facilities, because they feel that once they get those facilities, infrastructure, they will have problems probably paying back. They don't have on their stuff. Then another challenge is falsified and substandard drug products. We have limited number of genuine or suppliers that are unreachable. You know, namely in Maryland, some of our key retailers. We have any in around Ikeja, JBL, more around Kiasis. You know, people like that, Santos and Takuonjo. But you know, we might far away from suppliers. When you have limited number of sources or suppliers that are easily reached, it affects business. So quality concerns you. Many of us have been not buy just anywhere. You want to be patient of needs. That's an area I believe many of us will need to improve on. You must know what to do on a daily basis, weekly basis for some key items. Then one of the challenges we have is the high level of imported drug products and limited local production of drug needs. I mentioned this earlier. We need to change it such that our local production will go up and the importation will reduce. I pray God will give us government, have the interest of the people at heart, so that we don't spend so much money on importation into trade. We see what happened during the COVID-19 era. And that effect is going to for some time causing safety in the provision of drugs. Then, so lack of funding and stock financing is another problem. I will do the rest. Fragmented procurement, some of even buy on the basis seasonal changes. Some products don't say them and waiting to them. Maybe the manufacturer or the water doesn't even. Then key thing, and that's one of the reasons. So one of you works out to technology to drive distribution. And that's one of the reasons we are here today. And we need about this topic, PSN, about destruction, disrupt or be disrupted. Comfort to begin the landscape of distribution chain in order to prove value and the distribution chain. And other things are in the 20%. Pharmacists, you know, what you find that pharmacists themselves about for drug purchases all around, stay in their cities. There are unhealthy through price discount. We do it ourselves that retailer, wholesaler, what they is what you are buying, and that way there's no have any benefit corporately from that. Then have timely unbiased information on prices and products. I must give kudos to my chair, Lagos State Pharmacies, Obi, and the school. Because they deploy a tool in wholesalers, the distributor, and the ESCO can interface and then get information out as drug prices are increasing, so that you continue to stand old price abreast of information and work it. Then some of the time too we do not have a formidable inventory control management system. There are many software that we can deploy it, and we make sure it is in our various premises. Other things we're talking about, which are challenges that are facing us in global market, the economic environment, the recession where the pandemic present and all the issues to hit. And the issue of tap products, parallel importation, they are also matters that are challenges, losses through expiry, damages, and through privilege. Then we also have restriction on what drugs you can bring in as big drug and orphan drugs. So I will not quickly. Am I still with you?
They will get back to you.
Yes, I will not quickly go to how we can overcome the challenges. Overcome the challenges. How do we overcome the challenges? I want to thank my national chairman, Pharmacy Adekola. He mentioned two key things, and those two key things have also been captured by me. What are the deployment of technology? And the last one I put there is collaboration. Collaboration. And I think collaboration is what has taken us thus far regarding OGApharmacy. I want to appreciate the promoters of OGApharmacy, they made sure that they carried us along in making OGApharmacy come on board and be a kind of a group pharmacists could trust, and then they'll begin to use it to improve the distribution system. Then the pool procurement system, they have said a lot about their offerings, so we really need to tap into it and see what it has for us as individual pharmacy. The pool procurement system, this is group purchase, and we can have some savings through it. Then adequate funding of community pharmacy is also a reality. It's something that we can also do through okay. So that's also another thing that we can adequate funding for CPH through loans, suppliers, credit, coming to help us the procurement retail practice in general. So that is key in the pharmacy is to provide a access to the various practice location, TND to make all pharmacy, retail and even manufacturing pharmaceutical by him, AGS, mapping, and people can record those places easily. Then we need to implement efficient supply chain system and regulate noise. If we are closing today, we are postponing tomorrow, comes to an end. Okay, comes to an end, then we really begin who in the overall help our distribution system by enforcing all the relevant laws, legislation, regulations. Then appropriate documentation. We learn appropriately is very key. Robust collaboration. So in conclusion, I hear that the challenges, we need to know challenges. It is more appropriate for us to begin to provide solutions to various challenges. And we need to adopt such solutions like we have said. So I said to this end, to foster growth and development, as well as patient outcomes, for better treatment outcomes, and for better healthcare delivery, what do we need to do, which will eventually enhance professionalism, productivity, and profitability. What we need to do is to deploy, and it's also to collaborate. Thanks very much for listening.
Thank you, pharmacist Mrs. Paul Ozier, for doing justice to that topic. I didn't expect anything less. Thank you very much, Ma. And thank you for the emphasis on technology, emphasis on collaboration, emphasis on funding. We know our country. One key problem in Nigeria is underfunding. Most businesses are underfunded. If you don't have adequate funding, if you want to break your back, it's not going to solve the problem. A key problem in Nigeria is not the expertise, but the funding. Many businesses, the health sector, educational sector, agricultural sector, many sectors are heavily underfunded. So that brings us back to the big four from OGApharmacy. Thank you very much, Ma, for that topic. Thank you, Ma. At this point, I will invite Bumi Adewumi and Andrew Gaza to lead the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Farm Chiniere, and thank you so much to Farm Paul as well, former chairman. So yeah, really appreciate those presentations. I know at this point that a number of people have included some different questions on the Q&A, and other people may have questions that they haven't yet asked. So we thought we would take about 10 minutes to answer any questions that people have. So I'll pass on to my colleague Farm Ebuka, and then if there are any questions on the software or technology, then our technology expert Bumi Adewumi could address those. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Andrew. And thank you, Ebo Farm Paulosier, for that wonderful presentation and for pointing out the need for people to really sign up with OGApharmacy, solving most of these challenges we have with retail pharmacy outlets. Yeah, I'm going to take on some of the questions I can see in the chat room. In the order they came. I'm going to take the first one from Omotayo Dede. Can I have access to your loan as a startup pharmacy in community pharmacy? Yes, the answer is yes. Personally, I am a young pharmacist, and OGApharmacy as a program wants to have young pharmacists and their interests at heart, and not just any young pharmacist, even the older ones who equally want to retire to community pharmacy and set up theirs. So, but there are terms and conditions to these loans. One of which is that you're supposed to make at least 3 purchases from our online group purchase program, which is the OGApharmacy portal. Once you're able to make at least 3 purchases, you're qualified to access these loans from PayHippo. I hope that answers that question well. Then the next question from Chito Obika. How do I start immediately, and can we access your services outside Lagos? Yes, Chito, and to the General House, to access our services, we'll drop a link, a sign-up link in the chat room. You can either call us or sign up through our website or the link provided. And all it takes to sign up is to make sure you're a registered retail pharmacy outlet. Our representatives or myself will reach out to you to take a picture of your premise license. That's the major thing we require for your registration, and for you to append your signature in our one-page registration document for us to pick your details. It's as simple as that. Then as for services outside Lagos, we're a fast-growing company. We're starting with Lagos at the moment, but come 2021, we're hoping to spread to the major cities and the Southwest zone, depending on where you're located. So we're definitely going to reach out to you. Okay, hello, network breaks me out. Kindly, let me take the next one. Hello from Urobo Otsman, if I pronounce that well, sorry. Hello, network breaks me out. Kindly record this session and share afterwards. Please, I'm passing this to the tech team. I hope we're able to share this on our platform, maybe our website, for people to be able to access, or equally send to them after this meeting for those that have indicated interest. Yeah, and the next question, thanks for the presentation. So how do we pay for the order, and also what is the time lag between ordering and delivering? Thank you so much, Oluwayemisi Arimoro. So in terms of how to pay for this order, currently OGApharmacy has some credit terms for retail pharmacies. We try to mirror what you already enjoy with your wholesalers or your reps. So currently retail pharmacy that affiliates enjoy a credit term of an average of 2 weeks, and you can either pay via bank transfer, via check, or cash, depending on which serves you correctly and which is comfortable for you. And in terms of time lag for delivery, currently it ranges between 48 to 72 hours because of some of the 72 hours maximum because of some of the challenges we have with logistics within Lagos lately, the NTAS process and all that. But we're working extremely hard to see that coming next week, we're able to achieve a 36 hours timeline once you place your order. Yeah. Thank you so much. Andrew, I don't know if you mind taking the next. These are the ones I'm able to see on the chat room.
Sure. Just give me one moment, please. I'm just pulling up the next question.
No worries. I have access to the chat, and I think those are all the questions we have for now. But I have noticed that Benga Folawewo has his hands raised. If you have a question or something you wanted to mention, please can you unmute yourself and address that now? That's it. Hello, Benga. While we wait to hear from him, I think we can take on any other questions that anyone may have. So please, if you have a question, raise your hands and just unmute yourself so that we can identify you. Thank you. Over to you, Andrew.
Great, thanks, Bumi. So I think with that, would just ask if anybody else has questions about the program or how to sign up. Would be very glad to take any additional questions.
I noticed Yvonne has her hands raised, so I think we can take on your questions. Hi, Yvonne.
Hello, good morning. I just want to find out, can a new pharmacy be sponsored also? A brand new pharmacy. Thank you.
Great. Yeah, thank you for that question. So a new pharmacy can join the OGApharmacy program, and happy to speak more about the precise joining process afterwards. But the first step to joining is very easy. We actually have a sign up link in the chat right now. So you just click on that link, and then you enter in some basic details, and then someone from our team will reach out to you shortly to schedule a discussion to share more about OGApharmacy. And there's some very basic registration steps, like asking, for instance, for a copy of your license, just to make sure that we're only working with valid pharmacies. And then we can certainly proceed on the group procurement savings side. Any other questions that people might have? Great. Well, so I think then in that case, I would just invite anybody as you're thinking more about the program. So we would love to have people who own community pharmacies fill in the sign up form, and then Ebuka or someone else on our team would reach out to you to discuss the program and address any questions that you have. So please do take a moment to fill that out. And our contact details are there as well, in case you'd like to give us a call proactively. And yeah, and then with that, I think I would turn it back to Brian and Pharmaciere for a couple of closing comments.
Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Nebuka, for running us through the program, and thank you for all the attendees for making yourself available this Thursday morning and your engagement. It's been wonderful to pre-launch the OGApharmacy platform in this event, in this modest event, but it's a pre-launch, which really means that we're still very much in learning mode. We are looking for feedback from users as we improve the product. We're certainly working hand in hand with our current affiliates and with everybody who decides to sign up. And the plan is that by early next year, we'll be ready for the full launch of this product. Still with the mindset of learning, because we're always improving and always learning, but we'll be in a position to launch a bigger and better product physically. So first and foremost, please do sign up. We are already live and ready. But in terms of the January or February or March events, the Q1 events for the formal launch, we will share some further details on the final timeline and so on afterwards. So it remains from my side at least to say, thank you to everybody who's been involved. Thank you to our key leaders from the sector, from the ACPN, from the PSN, and we are also engaging with the PCN too. Thank you to our speakers, and thank you to our presenters, Farmer Decola, from Polosier, who spoke very movingly, I think, about the challenges that the sector faces. And Farmer Bide, who I know was supposed to be here and had some conflicts today. And really just for everybody who was involved in making today such a success, we were very, very thankful. That's Famiola, very much so. I think your speech really helped to kick us off and make this is a first step in a long journey. We are very keen to hold hands as we go that journey together. I do want to pass the mic for final thoughts and final words back to Fam Chinyere, our host, to close out this event. Thank you.
Yeah, Fam Chinyere, just before you take over, I equally want to recognize the presence of our partner manufacturers in the program. I can recognize Farm Opeyemi is here from Chief Farmer. I can see Farm from Telec, Emzor, Green Life, and all other manufacturers here present. So we really appreciate you for joining in. Thank you.
Okay. Before I do the vote of thanks, I want to call on the chairman, our guest of honor, Chairman PSN Lagos State, for a wrap-up and closing remarks. Pharmacist Iyola, please.
Thank you very much, Pharmacist Chinyere. Let me thank our chairman, Pharmacist Adekola, the national chairman of National Community Pharmacists of Nigeria, for that wonderful speech, as well as our past chairman of ACPN Lagos, Pharmacist Biola Polose, fellow of the society. For me, the way forward for us is that if our national secretary is still on the platform, that is Pharmacist Benga Falabi, you will remember that in 2015, when the government was finding it very difficult to implement NDDG as it was then, there was a need to remodel it. And when it was remodeled, the concept of coordinated wholesale center came about for the purpose of eradicating the drug market. But for the 5 years down the line, we are still at the same level. If you could recollect, Pharmacy Chinyere, the first time we were meeting on this project, OGApharmacy, I said that e-distribution will be the solution to drug markets. As long as the supply is cut off from the drug market, then there will be total eradication of markets in our country. For now, I believe you are working so hard. You have only 3 stakeholders in this project. The stakeholder number 1 is OGApharmacy and the likes, because there are so many other e-distributors that will come on board, which is very good. The second stakeholder is the manufacturer and the importer. Those that you'll be interfacing with to get the product and get it across to the third stakeholder, which is the retailer. We need to embrace technology, just as it's been well spelled out. I believe that as long as we embrace this, there will be solutions to our problem. It is obvious that the government has no political will to implement coordinated wholesale center. The goalposts have been shifted severally, and this is going to be the reality as long as we are relying on them for this. The state governments are not ready to cooperate with the Federal Ministry of Health and the people who want to implement coordinated wholesale center. So I want to encourage us from our own side, the retailers. I believe as the chairman of PSN Lagos, I have the mandate of our colleagues to say that we are going to work with you. And we believe that because we are going to work with you because we know that the solution to our problem, to grow our business and to promote pharmacy practice is in your hand. And I believe God will help us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for that wonderful support. And permit me to add that the fourth partner in this is our regulators. And we have their backing, Pharmaceutical Council of Nigeria, PCN. And the registrar has promised to be in the physical launch in Q1 2021. That promise is made. We have his backing, and we have applied for registration, and they will soon be approved. And he also said that the online policy documents for online distribution will be out by January. He's awaiting the minister's sign off. So on this note, I want to deeply appreciate all the pharmacists from community ACP and Lagos State that attended this meeting today, this morning, to hear what we have in OGApharmacy, what OGApharmacy has to offer. Members of PSN Lagos State, members of Association of Hospital Pharmacy, I saw their representative, the president, Mrs. Titi Onedo, promised that she will send a representative, and I saw the delegates on this platform. I want to thank all the current executives, PSN, ACPN, and past executives, chairmen, secretaries, publicity secretaries, treasurers, all the executive members. We wouldn't have gotten this far without your support. We held several meetings at Ogudu PSN office in the past 5 months with different executive members. We got your support. We're deeply appreciative of what you've done for us. And the voice, adding your voice to our voice is all we need. Technology is the future. We need to create the future we want for community pharmacy. And together, we will do it. The best way